It sounds like the gods are talking.
Call and response.
Call and response. We all have two selves. One self is this individual self that we call this body. And the other self is, it's that one absolute self, this self with no beginning or ending. Like our name, self, we all carry that same self with us. Your name is self, your name is self, your name is self. We all have that self with us. And yet we're separate. We call this self our little body, our little mind that carries with it. This self is pretty selfish because we relate to everything. This is mine. The self is talking. I did this, I did that. The self is very small then. It's very egotistic. But this here divine self that's in each one of us, to tap into that, then this self is turned selfless. They want to give instead of take. They feel good by giving. And that larger self comes out. You take the tree of life. This tree of life, it takes energy, and like a river it flows down, but the tree of life, the energy flows up. The energy flows up into the tree, into the trunk, into the big branches, and then smaller branches and smaller branches, and then leaves come out of it. And then from the leaves, flowers will bloom. And through the seasons, it keeps on going through this process. But a broken branch, it doesn't get fed. The energy is broke off, and it does not get the energy from it. That broken branch is that small self. It does not get the energy from the larger self, this true self. So to get to this divine energy in us, this divine light that exists in each one of us, we want to tap into that larger self and become our true self. So the more and more you understand this self, the larger the self gets, and there's a vibration that goes with it. The self carries a vibration. As we were talking about earlier about vibration, it carries a vibration of the self out to others. This self does not have any judgment on anybody else. It does not carry any feelings like fear or anger. It just carries this love, this divine love that's coming from the self. So the more we tap into this self and become more that self, the more we're helping others. The other self gets bigger and bigger. After all, we're all one. But to come to a realization of that oneness is the greatest gift that can happen to yourself and to the larger self, all the other people. So we want to tap into this, and to do this we have to get rid of all our attachments that we have. Our attachments are creating this here small self. Our attachments are the desires. The root of attachment is desire. So when we cut these here threads of attachment, we're cutting these thoughts that we have and going towards the light, the true self.